Nicholas Burke is a 25-year-old security guard. He has been in the field for the past 7 years since he finished secondary school. It's a job that requires long hours.
What made you decide to become a security guard right after school?
Well, it was the easiest thing to get through it. It was the easiest to get through it, and at that time my dad was working security and he could have helped me get in easily.
So there were no plans to go to further your education at that point, to go to university?
No, not really.
How come?
Not really like the studying so much. Just more like doing things with my hands, or more like entertaining and those things.
How was that transition from high school straight to becoming a security guard, and what it's like being a security guard?
Well, firstly, you have no time for yourself, because it's basically if you work in daylight every day, when you go to work, come back early, leave early in the morning, dark, and you come back dark. So have no time for yourself.
What were your shifts like when you first started?
When I first started, when I now started, I work daylight, like from 7 in the morning to 7 in the night. That's what my shift was like, and also many nights.
By the time your shift ends and you're not relieved and the other security guard doesn't come, does that mean you have to do a second shift?
Yeah, sometimes if you have no relief, you have to stay back. If you have no relief, you can't abandon the post.
Was the money worth it?
Honestly, not really. But if you leave the post, and then that's a charge they could give you, and they can deduct money from your salary once again.
So how much were you getting paid per hour when you first started?
When I first started, it was 14 an hour. And then after some years, I moved up to 15.
So you worked for a security firm for how many years?
I worked for that firm. I worked for approximately close to 7 years. I worked right there.
You're now the security guard at a hotel. How is that different from working for a security firm?
Firstly, it's less hours, 8 hours a day. The pay is a lot better, and you have way more time for yourself. So if you have time for family or friends, you have more time for yourself.
When you were with the previous security firm, were you able to financially take care of your family?
Yes, I was. Honestly, yeah, I was able to think everything is a budget. So.
Do you have kids?
I have one.
How old?
She's 3.
At the end of the month when you get paid, are you able to save from that?
Well, honestly, not really. You just try, but not every month I could. Sometimes you might be able to, and sometimes you have an extra thing to say about, so not all the time you'll be able to save. Sometimes you just try.
What are your plans going forward?
Well, I was interested in like trying to get through it, cruise ship and those things. I like those fields, so I'm trying to get through those.
To work abroad?
Yeah, to work abroad.
But it takes you away from your family?
Yeah, but it'll be, at least it'll be worth it. For the long run, it'll be for them.
No plans of returning to school?
No, but I plan to learn some trades as well. I love the plumbing field and those areas.
What is your worst experience as a security guard?
Well, working like in KFCs and those outlets, food outlets, when it have rowdy crowds, and then you have to deal with that, and sometimes you talk to someone, say you can't do this or that, and they want to fight, or those want to get on. So
when you used to work outside under another security firm, did you feel unsafe given what's going on in the country right now?
Well, according to the locations, they used to put me, sometimes I feel safe, sometimes not, because according to the locations.
Were you an armed or unarmed security guard?
Unarmed, battle officer.
Did you have any close cases where people sort of, retaliated or threatened?
Yes, I did.
What happened?
Well, I worked in St. Anne's Hospital for a while, and sometimes the mad patients used to come around here sometimes when they trip off or whatever.
And what is your best experience working as a security guard?
Well, the best experience maybe for everybody is when they go and draw your face. So that would be the best experience after working here long hours. Sometimes the hours might be hard, but when you go and you draw your pay, it is worth it.
That's it for Money Matters this week. Judy, obviously security guards work for not very much money and they work long hours.
It's a lot of sacrifice, and as Nicholas indicated during his interview, he barely got to see his family. Now he has a more stable post with a hotel, so he gets to spend a lot more time with his daughter. Before, when he was under a security firm, he barely got to spend time with his family.
Hopefully you'll get to live his dream of working on a ship.
Nicholas, we wish you all the best for you in your career going forward. And on our Carnival interview with the gym, some people are going all out for Carnival to get fit for Carnival. Anthony, would you spend $1,500 for a personal trainer per month?
The answer is yes, but not for Carnival. I've made some lifestyle changes and I hope to be in the gym in March. So I need to get the name and address.
I think that has been my New Year's resolution, to actually get fit for like the past 2 years, but I have not made it to the gym since, but we'll see. That's it for this week's episode of Money Matters. I'm Judy Kanhai.
And I'm Anthony Wilson.
Have a great week.